Hello student, we are going to start with our new chapter, Principles of Management. We are going to see what is management and what are the nature of principles of management. Now you see, organization is formed and there are certain goals or objectives to achieve. Some organizations they have goal of profit making, maximum profit making. Some organization is formed to give services to the people. So all these organization they have certain goals to be achieved. Plus there are some people working in the organization. There are employees who work in the organization. So basically this organization is formed to achieve certain goals and there are people working in organization. And apart from this, there is structure in the organization. Structure means levels of management. In the organization, there is upper level management, middle level management, and lower level management. So overall, I'll tell you three things are there. Organization is formed to achieve certain goals. Plus, there are people working on the organization, and there is certain structure in the organization. So now, if the company wants to achieve their goal, there is a need for the management. There is a need for planning in the organization. There is a need for organizing all the sources. There is a need for coordination among all the resources. So all these things, planning, organizing, controlling, all these things are actually called as management. Managing the things, managing the work. So you are getting all this stuff, all the type of organization, whether it's a profit making organization or non profit making organization, management is required. If it is a big company or a small company, management is required. Management is considered as one of the required sources of business organization, same like machines, materials, and money. Various management thinkers have introduced different management theories as per their field observation and systematic studies. There are various principles, theories, and techniques of management which give result in the same direction. So what do you think why these theories actually arises? What is the reason? So I'll explain this with the help of example. So there is one company and in that company two finance managers are there. Their name is Tom and Serena. Both of them have employees working under them. Some people are working under them. So now here Tom, who is very bossy in nature, he's very rigid and he's very strict. He always threaten his employees about the job security. He also don't listen to the advices of the employees. So that means he's very rigid in nature. But Serena, other finance manager, she is very calm and flexible. She's actually very friendly in nature. She don't like to give orders. That means some discipline is missing. Employees take her very lightly. So here, what do you think? What is the best way of managing things? Either to become very rigid, very strict, or to become very soft. What is the best way which will give better output in the company? So here actually comes principles of management, which is the best way to manage things. So management principles are guidelines to manage things. The definition of management principle is management principle are the laws that governs the management. It is a technique or a system which give one directional result. These principles are universal and applicable everywhere. Due to the basis of principles, manager need not to work on trial and error basis. These are the principles which guide the managers. Management principles are formed to guide and influence the behavior of employees. These principles insist on improving the efficiency of employees and overall efficiency of the organization which result in profit. These principles also focus on the best coordination between the superior, subordinate and all the members of the organization. Nature of management principles. First is universal application. The principles of management are universal in nature, that means it is applicable to all the types of organization, whether it's a profit making organization or non profit making organization. It is applicable to all the size of the organization, whether it's a big organization or a small organization. And it is also applicable to all the levels of management: top level management, middle level management, and lower level management. So here, result may vary depending upon the size of the company, depending upon the nature of the company, result may vary, but application can be modified. For example, there is a principle to give good salary, good incentives to the employees. If it is a big company, then a company can give good incentives. But if it's not a big company and the company is going to losses, in that case it is not possible to give good salaries to the employees. So here, application can be modified depending upon the size, nature, etc. of the company. Second is general guidelines. Management principles are not very rigid. They give you general guidelines to tackle the things, to tackle the situation wisely and solve the problem. So here flexibility is there. For example, which management principles are to be applied depends upon the situation, size, nature of the organization. For example, there is a strike in the company. So here management can negotiate, can explain the things to the workers. They can make them understand. But if the employees are not ready to listen to the management, in that case the company may adopt some other techniques to solve the problems. So applying the principle may result in positive effect. They may listen to you, but they may not listen to you, they may not agree to you, or there may be some other problems which you need to tackle. Because in actual sense, in actual world, the working of the organization is very complex. There can be many problems at a time. There are various things happening, and day to day management have to deal with many things. So management principles are guidelines to the managers, but they cannot give you solutions to all your problems. Another example is that management principle talk about fair remuneration. That means employees should be given fair remuneration so that they can work hard. But here the term fair may vary depending upon the nature, size, and financial conditions of the organization. Third is principles are formed by practice and experiments. The management principles are developed gradually through some research work, through some observation, through some experiments. So many tests were conducted on the employees. Many experiments were done on the employees. So after many experiments, only these principles were formed. For example, there is a principle that in order to motivate employees, we have to give incentives. And there is a company, and in that company, on an average, per employee produces 5,000 units per day. So management can say that if you are going to produce more than 5,000 units, you will get bonus or incentives. But if you will not be able to produce 5,000, then you will not get any incentives, or you are not able to produce even 5,000 units, then there will be, or some other things can be done as a punishment. So experiments were done, and it was concluded that in order to motivate the employees, management can give better incentives. So there was some observation, there was some experiments, and after that this principle came. So this statement that in order to motivate employees we have to give incentives, this was actually formed after some experiments by the expert. So you are getting all these principles which we are going to see. There are 14 principles of management. So all these principles were actually formed after some experiments, after some observations. Fourth is flexibility. Management principles are flexible in nature. That means it is not rigid. That means it can be changed or modified according to the situation. Managers can be flexible while implementing principles to suit the requirement. For example, there is a principle of unity of command. That means command or order should come from one boss so that there should not be any confusion. In certain company there are two bosses, and two bosses are giving order. In that situation, what managers can do, there is a flexibility. In this situation, managers can take decision according to the situation in the business. So That means management principles are flexible in nature. That means that can be changed or modified according to the situation in the company. Fifth is behavioral in nature. Management is a group activity. Management aims at achieving certain goals through a group of human beings. That means management principles are designed to influence human beings. All these 14 principles. I told you that business is formed to achieve certain goals, and there are some people working in the organization which help them in achieving that goal. Also, there are levels of management: top level management, middle level management, and lower level management. So, all these principles actually affect human behavior. For example, there is a principle of equity. That means manager should be fair as well as friendly to the subordinate while dividing the work, delegating the authorities, deciding the monetary terms, etc. There should not be any discrimination between the employees. So, why this principle is there? So, employees will be happy. If they are happy, they are going to work hard for the company, and if they are working hard, it will result into better efficiency and more profit. So, in this way, all these principles are there which affect the human behavior and which result in better productivity. So, that means these principles control a group of persons and direct them to achieve the objectives. Sixth is cause and effect relationship. Principles of management are the base for taking decision. They determine the cause or the reason for the particular effect. For example, payment of good salary and incentives help in increasing the output of the workers, or making effective advertisement increases the sale of a product. So there is a cause, that means you are giving good salary, and the effect is that the employees are working hard. You are advertising your product, that is a cause, and the result is more sale of your product. Seventh, all the principles are of equal importance. Those are to be practiced simultaneously to get the best result in the form of achievement of goal. So all the type of organization, whether it's a big organization or a small organization, they have to follow all the principles of organization. If you will give more stress, more focused on any particular principle, and you will leave other principles, so that will not give you good effect. If you will skip some principle, then in that case the organization will not be able to achieve its goal, because management principle are the principle of social science. The nature of principle of management is not absolute like pure science like chemistry or maths. Like maths, 1 plus 1 will always give you 2, but not in case of employees. As I told you that this is concerned with the social science, this deals with the human being, and human nature fluctuate. Sometimes people, employees are happy, sometimes if they have certain some personal problem, they may be very sad. So here management principle, they deal with the human beings. So since they are dealing with the human beings, there is a flexibility. That means that these principles can be modified according to the requirement of the organization, according to the need, according to the nature of the organization. But I told you that it is a social science, it is not an absolute science, and principles are of social science in nature. But all these principles are equally important. Hello students, we are going to start with